Hello friends, welcome to your reading. My name is Paul. I'm so glad you could make it. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoy these videos. It really does help out the channel. Now this is a general message for Taurus. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we're starting with the Emperor energy today. You are a boss. You are in your boss energy right now. I feel like you're not taking any nonsense. You know, this is a nonsense-free zone for you right now. I think you're making very important decisions. I think that you have tremendous willpower. I think that any order that you give, any directive that you issue right now is going to be the right one. I feel like you need to trust yourself. You're making good decisions. Don't let anybody make you doubt yourself. Okay? Like a good emperor, you have to listen to your advisors, but you have to make the decisions that you know to be the right ones. You have to use your virtue. Right now it's very important. This week is going to be a time of important decisions, choices that you're making, orders that you are issuing, people that you are leading, even though some people are going to doubt the choice. Some people are going to criticize you. Okay, let's put this card into a little bit of context here. Let's see what else we've got going on. There's the King of Cups. That is us trying to be authentic and true and committed despite the energy around us. You're trying not to sink into the waters of your emotions right now. Maybe you're making decisions that are going to affect people, that are affecting you in an emotional way. Here's the Ace of Swords. The Hanged Man, yes. The Seven of Wands, of course. And the Four of Cups, yes. You're making the right decisions because they are right, not because you're expecting some kind of pat on the back or some kind of award. I don't know that the award is coming, or if it does, you're going to sort of be inclined to refuse it because it's kind of like you have this attitude like, well, that's what an emperor does. I don't need a pat on the back. I don't need a congratulations. I don't need a, hey, job well done. No, this is what I'm supposed to do, you know? I think you got the Hanged Man as well for that idea of sacrifice. You are making decisions that might not even be in your immediate best interest, okay? You're a leader right now. And whatever you're leading, whatever movement this is, if it's a company, a family, a friendship, a relationship, if it's just yourself, it's very important that you lead in the right direction, okay? And you definitely are. And you're trying to resist any kind of opposition from naysayers, critics, the haters, you know, or the people that just might not understand your decision or may have wished you made a different decision, right? Over here we have a Knight of Wands. We have a Page of Pentacles. We have a Three of Cups, and we've got a Page of Cups. So interesting with the pages, a lot of court cards here too, right? And the court cards are just confirming that, yeah, there's other people around here that you're leading, okay? And I really feel like you need to know that you're making the right choices right now. There's a reason why this reading found you, because you need to know that you're making the right decisions and don't let anybody tell you differently. Of course, like I said, you want to listen to your advisors, but even that, it's not really showing up here. What we're seeing is a truth, a commitment. This is an Ace of Swords, and you got it inside of you. You know the truth, and now you believe in your choices. You believe that you have the answer. And with the Knight of Cups here in the middle, this is you trying to hold fast to your air energy despite all the varying emotional waves that are going on around you. Everybody feels a certain way about this, right? You have to do what's best. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down right over here with Michael Scott right on top, world's best boss. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during this message you feel like you know what that card is, please put your prediction down in the comments. Okay? And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. Now, let's glance around the room. We see two major arcana energies, of course, right? Hanged Man and the Emperor. To be an emperor takes a lot of sacrifice. Okay? It takes a lot of suffering. It takes a lot of surrender, you know. It could be really that there's a transition in you from the Hanged Man to the Emperor. Because the Hanged Man is somebody that feels like, well, life is just happening to me. I am powerless. I am helpless against the forces of the universe. Right? I am not in charge. I'm at the mercy of what everybody else does. Right? The Emperor is here saying, okay, I'm making choices for myself. I can control what happens to me. I can control my destiny. I can't control everything. Right? And so we realize that life is kind of a mixture between the Hanged Man and the Emperor. It's not one or the other. We can't be all one or all Emperor, all Hanged Man. It really is a compromise. I'm going to control what I can control. The rest of it, I got to just let go. I got to surrender. I got to, maybe this is a practice of surrender. Controlling what we can control and surrendering the rest. Yeah. We're trying to be confident in our choice despite a fluctuation of feelings. Whatever choices you're making now, this is a serious thing. The Emperor is the Emperor has to worry about the good of the realm. Not just what's good for me personally, what's good for everybody here. Like what's good for the universe, what's good for the family, what's good for the neighborhood. Okay? So you have a lot of responsibility here today. And I think Spirit is trying to tell you that, look, this week, you are either already in a leadership position or you're going to be called to be in a leadership position to make decisions that affect other people. Not just you, but other people too. Okay? And Spirit's telling you that there's going to be a lot of opposition to you. People are not going to like the choices that you make. You have to believe fully, 100%, Ace of Swords, believe in what you're doing. Okay? So we've got the two majors. We've got fire. You got water, water, water. You got the air. The only air you have, we have water here. The only air you have is your Ace of Swords. And then you've got earth energy here with your Page of Pentacles, right? It could be that the other people aren't going to realize the benefit of what choices you're making until the choices are done, until we're there. It's kind of like you're saying, hey, guess what? We're moving. And everyone's like, no, I don't want to move. They're not going to accept your decision until they get there and they see the new house and they're like, oh, good choice for moving us here. This now we see. Now I can see the beauty of your choice. Now I understand why you did this. But at the time, they're going to hate you for it. Okay? Maybe not. That might be a little too strong of a word, but they're not going to understand, and I think there's going to be some resistance. Okay? But the King of Cups is an air and water energy. So it's like we're trying to be very firm in our truth. I'm trying to believe what I believe and not be swayed by the emotions of others. Everybody's going to be appealing to your emotions right now. Everybody's going to be like lamenting, and everyone's either going to be saying, oh, yes, that's a great decision, or they're going to be saying, oh, that's a terrible decision. Everybody's going to be judging it. And you can't be swayed either way. You don't want to be swayed by the people that say, oh, this is the best, you're a genius, this is the greatest thing ever. You don't want to be motivated by that or the opposite, people that say this is terrible, you don't know what you're doing. You're trying to find the centeredness within yourself, the inner truth. This is the decision that is right, regardless of what flattery or criticism I may receive over it. Okay? That's what Spirit wants you to see this right now. I don't know if you have this, if this is coming up for you, if you're already in the middle of this kind of a situation. The Seven of Wands at the top here, a lot of opposition. You're somebody that is steadfast. You can resist the opposition. I feel like you've been chosen for this role, this leadership role, because you're able to resist the people that are trying to say, make a different decision. We demand that you do something else. I think you can be trusted not to weaken not to give in to that flattery or criticism, not give in to the opposition. Here you are fighting for what you believe, right? Against a lot of odds, right? And it's kind of like you wish that it didn't have to be you, because it kind of feels like now you're the one that's going to catch all the flack for it. You're the one that's going to get all the blame for it. And that's probably our Four of Cups here, is that we don't want the credit, we don't want the blame either. You know? And I don't think you're really going to get either one. I think that you've been selected because you either, I don't know if this is a business thing or if it work, family or something, but you're making the decisions because you can. Because you know how to do the right thing and resist the opposition. There is external resistance right now. That's going to give way to external appreciation, to external, it's kind of the fair weather friends a little bit, right? After the fact, everyone's going to be like, oh, I supported you the whole time. I was always on your side. And you're going to be like, yeah, whatever. Okay, that's fine. Just, let's carry on, But the Four of Cups in the future position to me feels like, it almost feels like a stubbornness, It feels like this is something that's going to benefit everybody. You're going to be a little bit, I think, ultimately offended, or a little bit offended that people didn't trust you, that some people, there are people that do, but then there are people that don't. And I think you're just kind of, you're stubbornly refusing any of it. Like you just want to make your decisions. You want to do the thing, and then you want to just go like be by yourself, do your own thing. But this is creating a better set of circumstances for you and this other group, whether it's friends, family, it's a business thing or whatever. It might just be for you. But I really doubt that. We have a lot of court cards. Okay? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 court cards. Anytime we get 3 or more, it seems pretty apparent that there's a group of people here that have an influence. And we have double Aries energy here too. I want to point that out. You might want to watch the Aries reading. I feel like the decision you're making is heavy on your shoulders. I feel like you're the grown-up, and everybody else is like the child. Okay? Because what do we have? Well, we've got a knight and a king and an emperor, and we've got a page and a page, right? So it feels like there's a maturity difference, and the difference in the hierarchy, right? It might be that you're being put in as the boss, and there are the employees. It could be that you're the head of the family, and there are the other family members. Okay, you could be the boss, you could be the Don, right, of the big capo de capo of the family. And so, yeah, of course, it's going to be your responsibility. It's going to be your credit or your blame when things don't go right. It's going to be on you. Okay. And I think the 4 really here is probably talking about your ability to resist either of that. Again, it's this, you got to make decisions no matter how you feel and no matter what emotional energy is being shoved in your face, right? This is kind of you being really stubborn and resisting any of those feelings, or bribes even, right? That someone's trying to sort of convince you to do something a certain way, and you're saying, no, I'm basing my choice on what is right and what I believe, what my clarity tells me, not on what you can offer me, not on what you may like hand me over wrapped up in a newspaper, that kind of thing. So I feel like you have a very strong ethical compass right now. Yeah. And I feel like you trust yourself. Spirit wants you to trust yourself. I don't feel that you have a tremendous amount of trust for other people at this time. Okay. So I feel that even if this is maybe just you by yourself, which I really doubt, but even if this is just you by yourself, I feel like you are making the decisions that are right for you regardless of what anybody else thinks or does or wants, and kind of regardless of what the short-term effects are going to be. Like I feel like you're thinking more long-term here. Yeah, so we're trying to resist. This is kind of like we're riding the waves here. You're on a little raft. You're on a little raft, and it's going to be a bumpy ride. The waves, moment to moment, day to day. It's going to be up and down. It's a lot of waves, right? You're thinking about the longer journey. These little waves aren't going to bother me when I have this understanding and this clarity about what the bigger picture here is. This is kind of, this is big picture stuff, right? So I like that. I like the energy that we have here. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. These readings are totally free, don't cost anything. Your general energy, another Aries energy, it's a Knight of Wands, fire on fire, same as our Emperor, right? Both very strong Aries energies. Leadership energy. Okay. Needing to be the one in charge. We're in that role, and this is the role we're taking seriously. I don't think you'd prefer it. I think you're a little bit of a reluctant leader. Okay. I think that you're going to have to learn to accept the cheer and the goodwill and the appreciation that comes through your choices. People right now in the present moment are going to be resisting you. But once they see how things play out over time, they're going to be loving you. And you're going to be a little bit resistant to that. You're going to say, where were you when I was making the hard decisions? Some of those people are going to say, I was with you the whole time. Spirit wants you to just let it go, be able to open up and be a gracious kind of, leader and winner. And accept the praise. People are going to be very thankful to you. And we want to just let that in. Okay? This is a card. I think I don't know what's going on, but it feels like it's kind of urgent. It feels like the ship's going down. We need somebody that can sail this boat. It's like you got to step up and do it. I feel like there's no room for you to say, well, can I think about it for a day or two? Can you find somebody else? There's no time for you to take any classes or to consult with anybody. It's kind of like we just need you to do it now. We need you to step up ASAP and help us and help guide us, save our ship here. And I feel like you're somebody who will spring into battle. You'll rush forward. You're kind of going into warrior mode a little bit. And I feel that's kind of our hanged man to emperor energy too. I think you're normally a very easygoing person. You kind of just let other people do the thing. You'd rather be in the background. You'd rather be working behind the scenes than be like one of the main characters, on stage. And so there's really just kind of a not a passivity, but an openness, a tolerance, a flexibility here. But then this is you kind of going warrior mode. This is you going boss mode. Okay? This is like, I don't really care what happens. I don't want to be involved. Just whatever you guys want's fine. This is boss mode. Okay? And I think right now you're getting into boss mode. It's almost like an alter ego for you. It's almost like you take off the glasses and you let your hair down. Suddenly you're in boss mode. Okay? And to me, that's the Knight of Wands. We're sort of springing into action, doing what needs to be done without a second thought, without much concern over our own well-being. We're doing what needs to be done. Maybe you're a first responder. Maybe you're in law enforcement or military. And maybe you're quiet, very chill in your personal life, but then when it's time to step up, you are just beast mode, boss mode kind of person. Okay? I feel like that's what's being asked of you right now. And I feel like Spirit's telling you, like I said, there's a reason why this message found you today. You need to know that, hey, it's time to enter your boss mode, regardless of how you feel or how other people feel. It's time to get into boss mode. The Page of Pentacles in the environment shows that there are new things being created for you. There are new resources to be put on your path. It's kind of like you go into boss mode and you think, well, I don't have what I need. I don't have any supplies. I don't know what I'm doing. You're going to pick it up along the way. This is somebody who's picking things up along the way. Okay. Now, collectively, the court cards indicate a group of people. Individually, the court cards represent an aspect of your character or an event that's happening in your life. Okay. Court cards are really complex energies of the tarot, and they kind of serve more than one purpose, as most of the cards do anyway. So I feel like this is you kind of entering a new place, making a new a new start, building something new. It could be literally a physical move somewhere. It could be a changing jobs, changing strategies. It could be changing locations, changing your approach to something. This card's also about you finding the materials that you need along the way. We don't have to spend too much time collecting all our supplies. We need to get on the road. We'll find what we need as we travel. Okay? We're going boss mode here. We're not just waiting around. Spirit wants you to take action. Whatever your goals are, we have to start building them now. We have to take the initiative. We have to go boss mode. Right now, like we're flipping a switch. Okay? We're activating that alter ego sort of energy now. And it's going to materialize. Right now, every decision that you make, what we have here, fire and earth, right? We have here fire to earth here. But even more closely, here we have fire and earth. We have your efforts, your decisions, right? Your fiery energy manifesting. Any decision you make right now is going to be the right one. If you make it with confidence, with steadfastness, with perseverance, and if you're resisting any of the opposition, all of your decisions and choices, all of your actions are going to result in prosperity and abundance. Things are going to work for you right now. Okay? So get to work, because what you're working on is going to work. Yeah. It's going to materialize. And I think the emotional component is important for you, because it's difficult then to switch back to hanged man. Once we get in boss mode, it's easy to stay in boss mode, right? But the Three of Cups here in the position of the obstacle, or the energy that you don't want, it's almost like you don't want the praise for it. You just want to be the boss. You don't really want to let your hair down and enjoy it and feel good and smile and laugh and have everybody raising their glass to you. So you have to be able to transition out of boss mode just as easily as you were able to flip the switch into boss mode. Yeah. Because I feel like this is going to be a really productive few days for you. I'm thinking a week or two where this energy is really going to be concentrated. It's really significant, and you're really going to make a lot of progress. A lot of what you're doing is going to be successful right now. You have to allow yourself to feel it, to feel good about it. Let people toast to you. Let people, hip, hip, hooray for you. But also allow people to express their appreciation for you. And sort of people come up to you and they say thank you. You got to be gracious for them and not just be smug and whatever, walk away, but really, show the gratitude back. Because I feel like these people that are here, they're helping you, even though it may not feel like it at the time, but they're it's almost like if they weren't there, you wouldn't really be making these decisions anyway. Even if you feel like they're resisting your decisions, it's still like you're kind of doing it for them anyway. So allow yourself to connect with them, and everybody's going to be celebrating. Everybody's going to be celebrating. You need to celebrate also. Don't isolate yourself or separate yourself from the group, which is what we see really with the Four of Cups. And this may be kind of the way you operate. Maybe your MO a little bit. Right? That you come in and you make the decisions, and then you just want to go off by yourself, and maybe it takes you a little bit of time to slowly transition back into, who you are kind of baseline. And if you are like a first responder or emergency services personnel or military law enforcement, anything like that, it may take you some time to come back down to your normal, easygoing, enjoyable kind of, relax mode, right? When you're turned on, when you're in boss mode or beast mode, it may take a while for you to transition out of that. Okay. That could be why we have the Three of Cups and the Four of Cups in the positions that they're in. When you're on, you're on. When you're activated, you're activated. We have to be able to turn it off. And get back to our water energy here. So the three of Cups, we talked about that with the celebration, celebrating and showing appreciation for the abundance that we're creating. I think the Page of Cups is a little bit of that as well. The Page of Cups is now we can allow ourselves to be a little bit moved by our emotions. Here we're not. We've transitioned out of that. And we're saying the emotions need to be controlled and conquered and resisted. We have fire and fire, earth and earth. This is all business, baby. All business. This now is us getting back into that mode where we can feel things and we can allow our feelings to be expressed, that we can desire, we can have wants and needs, we can be sensitive and vulnerable, we can have dreams and fantasies again. Shifting out of that fire mode back into water mode, back into being a sensitive and caring and compassionate and emotional person. No room for emotions when you're fire and earth getting things done, when you're boss mode. Right? So transitioning out of that is then sort of allowing the emotions to influence us again, getting in touch with them, feeling them. Yeah, feeling our feelings. Let's look at the mystery card. Yeah. I'm sort of expecting, gosh, I don't know. Maybe Wheel of Fortune, maybe the World, maybe a Ten of Pentacles. I think a Ten of Pentacles would be good. What do you think? Put it down in the comments if you have a guess. Let's see what we have. A Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like losing a lot of sleep at night. A Nine of Swords is kind of the lamentation. It's kind of like we're waking up and we're thinking, why me? Why me? I think this is when we get the call at 3 a.m. that says, hey, we need you. You're on the clock. We got to come in. You got to do it. We need you right now. It's something that is waking us up from our hanged man energy, right? And it feels kind of like, it's something being done to us. That suddenly now I have to be emperor, boss mode, beast mode person. I didn't want to be. Maybe this is, something, someone calling you in on your day off or something, right? Or maybe you're on call and we're in bed. It really does feel like a first responder to me. Because it's an unexpected call to action that we weren't expecting, and we would rather have it not happen. But it's happening, and we've got to be aware of it. We have no choice but to accept it, right? The Nine of Swords is despair. It's cruelty. It is, it's kind of this, it's waking up at 5 a.m. and trying to transition from sleepy, comfortable, dreaming Paul to boss mode Paul, to suddenly just to being warmed up, being ready to go, being on fire, being all business, being that motivated, enthusiastic person. I just want to go back to bed. Right? But that's what we have with the Page of Cups too. This is saying, hey, you get to go back to bed. To me, it feels like firefighters. They get into their sleepy, dreamy firehouse in the middle of the night. Suddenly there's an alarm. They got to wake up. They got to be firefighters. Right? They got to turn that switch on immediately. Go out, do their work. They come back. And they have to go back to sleep. They still need rest. So how do you turn it off? How do you transition out of that? I think this is what you're kind of learning. You're learning how to transition back into, going back to bed after you have to wake up in the middle of the night to be the boss. Yeah. Learning how to unwind it and go back down to that baseline where we can rest and we can relax. It's kind of like the fight or flight, the sympathetic nervous system just gets activated, right? And now we're sort of got to learn how to transition back and activate that parasympathetic, and we get back to rest and relax, rest and digest energy rather than fight or flight. Yeah. So it's the transition between the two that I think is the challenge for you. Yeah. This is what Spirit needs you to know right now. We're going to do an extended reading. We'll do some oracle cards. We'll do an I Ching reading. There is a link up top and there's a link down below as well. New readings for Taurus on Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed, please do. These readings are totally free. They don't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.